These plants were also given trace element fertilizer.
Oh, that's the bipolar.
Right. Is a next coffee estate which is in an advanced stage of growth, which actually has produced a number of crops. This farmer, of course, is owned by a next individual. We have Mr. Wallen, one of the typical overseers of coffee farms in the Blue Mountain. As you see, Mr. Wallen is making a careful examination of plants randomly throughout the farm to determine if it is necessary to do pest and disease control. And in noticing any abnormal occurrence on the coffee plant, he would report to the Coffee Industry Development Company field officer, who will then come and make a more detailed inspection and recommend what is necessary.
And then we see some blossoms at the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, this one is blossoming too, Mr.
Yeah, there is one on.
Look at this. Huh?
Yeah, also present with us is Mrs. Morrison, who is a co-owner of this farm. She also is very interested in all the agronomical practice of coffee production, and in fact she acts as a farm manager, visiting approximately 2 times per week, showing the level of interest that each coffee farmer has in their prime product, which is Blue Mountain coffee.
But Mr. Campbell, look at these things here. What are these? These look like eggs. Do you think these are dead?
These are really dying.
It's dried up.
Yes.
It must have been the spray that got them.
Yes, true, that got them.
Yeah.
Do you spray or do you use systemic too?
Yeah, we use both contact and systemic sprays. What we are actually looking at here is a Geisha variety of coffee.
Oh yes, this is the Geisha.
Which is one of the 2 commercial varieties that is currently being cultivated. And our right here we have the next variety of coffee which is commercially cultivated, which is Typica.
These 2 bushes are different, this and this.
Yes, that one, the main difference to the eye with the difference between Typica and Geisha is that the Typica, the younger leaves are brown. In Geisha,
they remain green.
The younger leaves remain green with just a slight brownish coloration. The method that we use in increasing production, whereby seedlings are planted slant. What the result of that is that we have multiple shoots coming up from the main stem.
Point it out now, Mr.
Campbell. After we have approximately 8 inches of hardwood here, we would take off the parent plant and reduce the amount of shoots to 3. So therefore, if inlining a land 10 feet by 5 feet, you would end up with approximately 871 plants per acre. But in practicing this, having 3 shoots coming off one parent plant for each hole, you'll be increasing the amount of trees to 2,700. So therefore you'll be having more bearing wood, which will result in increased production, since there is increased amount of bearing wood.
Up the top.
Mr. Campbell.
By strawberry.